Hi guys, it's Shauna. Welcome into my craft space. So today I'm working on some tags and some ephemera for my Marsh Flower 3 envelope journal, which is coming along quite nicely. I'll give you a little peek. So I went ahead and put the burlap on the side here, and then on this side I put some lace because I noticed the seam was just seeming like it needed a little extra support there, so I put this lace. And when I glued the lace, I made sure to glue just on the sides, and I just kind of left this open so it didn't mess with the functionality of opening and closing the pages. And I did work on one page in here that I actually really liked how it turned out. So I had this piece of book page inside. Let's zoom out just a little bit so you can see it better. And I put some book pages in here just like this one. So what I did was I ripped it in half. Where'd my page go? There it is. And I made a pocket here and a pocket here. So I have two different styles of pockets ready to use, and I just thought that was so much fun. And here you can see I put some music book page and then just the pieces of that K & Company paper that I really like so much. And what I really liked about this paper is it has these swirls, which I also managed to get in the book page on here just totally by accident, but it works out really well. So that's how this is coming along. I haven't really worked on too much of the other pages, but I did want to work on these tags today. And I came across this little stack of cards that I haven't seen in such a very long time. If you'll notice the date on here, it says 2007. So this was something that I bought in 2007 from Basil Basics paper. And what they called it was In Stitches. And it is, this is like the foam squishy mat. You don't have to have any of this to do what I'm going to do today, but it definitely is fun to use and it makes it a little easier. Also, so what we're doing is some slow stitching or embroidering on some book page. I've cut out this book page tag with using a die cut. And then I've got some variegated embroidery floss here in this blue color. And I've already done one. So I'm going to try and stitch this one just a little bit different. So we'll see how it turns out in comparison. But this is really fun. I like how it turns out on the back too. So you kind of get 2 times your money's worth here. You get the front and the back if you want it that way, or you can just glue it down. So what this is a template for you to poke the holes to stitch in a shape. So you could easily do this by printing out an image, or if you had like a color book of a simple image or something like that, or even if you just cut out a shape or drew a shape and just poked or just drew the little dots in here. And then what we're going to do is I've got my Cricut tool, little pokey tool. You can use any pokey tool or even just a thumbtack. That will work nicely as well. And you can decide which way you like the heart going. It works either way. Which way did I do it this way? Maybe we'll do it backwards this time. So we'll just set it on here. And wherever there is a hole, you poke. And this makes your stitching guidelines so that you will stitch in the shape. Now you'll notice that I have an extra page of book page underneath, and that is on purpose because I'm poking out 2 of the hearts basically. So I'm getting one on my tag and one on the paper, and I can sew the one on the paper later without having to poke. So you could probably stack up a couple of more under there if you wanted to too. And it just saves you a little bit of time from having to poke out the pattern later. Okay. So there's my design. I like to keep this handy so that way I can remember where I'm going, but I have trouble seeing, so you might not need to do that. I've already threaded the needle because that is also a challenging task for me. So I spared you having to watch me do that. However, these needles do have a larger eye, which is really nice. And I think I'm going to do this one a little bit different. My mom was really good at embroidery, and I never really got the knack for it. It just really wasn't my thing, but we're going to give it a go today. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm sure there is a name for this stitch that I plan to do. But hopefully you guys can see this on screen. So wherever those holes are is where you want to sew. And I'm going to, I poked it in there, and then I want to give myself some thread so that I don't run out. It's hard to pull it through later because the book page is fragile. So I'm just going to hold this here, and then, so I went down and then up the next one, and now we're going to go back down this one. Hopefully I can hook these all together and you'll be able to see the heart a little better than my last one. So I'm actually over here on this first hole, I think. Nope, I'm in the second hole right here. And so underneath on the back side, I'm gonna skip to the open hole and do that one. And then I'm going to go back down this one, which is the previous hole before it. Oh yeah, see, that's like giving it a nice little chain there. I think you'll be able to really see the shape a little better. In my little stack of cards there, my templates, there's all kinds of them. Ones that spell out words, ones that do whatever. I didn't really do a whole lot of this when I bought it. Shock of all shocks, it was a craft item I bought and went, wow, that was so cool, and that's why I bought it. And then I just kind of went, and forgot about it. But I do have it now. So I noticed on the first one that I did, I used a really big needle because I have trouble seeing, so and it poked holes through the paper really bad. So I'm trying it with this smaller needle, and seems to not be doing that so much. And you want to make sure when you're pulling this through, they don't pull through too hard because it could also rip the paper. And I love how it's just changing colors with the thread. It's like that ombre kind of colors. Also, what's neat about this on paper is that unlike when you're sewing on fabric or whatever, fabric you have to, you know, knot off your ends and whatever so that the thread doesn't come through. On paper, you can add a little blob of glue, you can add some tape. Obviously, you want to try and pay attention if you want the backside to be nice and pretty too. You don't want to do that, you know, something that would make it not look as nice on the backside if you're trying to have both sides be pretty. But it is nice when you're thinking about using it with a different medium. Oops. So this is coming along quite quickly. It kind of reminds me of those lacing boards the kids would use in preschool because all the holes are already poked. So you don't even have to really worry about where to go. That work is already done for you. And if you're somebody like me who has difficulty seeing, it is nice to have the holes already there. You could even put ink on the spots, like if you inked up your pokey tool. Uh-oh, what did I do? See, we don't want to go in that one. So if you go in the wrong one, just put your needle back through it and back it out. There we go. You could dip your ink or your pokey tool, this one, in some ink before you push it in there, and it would make a little bit of an ink definition to have even more of visibility for the holes where you're supposed to stitch. I don't know for sure that would work, but I think it would. Okay, so this part, I think the stitching just looks so pretty on book page. And let's face it, we all have tons of book page. unless if you're just starting, but don't worry, you'll get some. Once you start doing altered journals or altered books, whatever it is that you're doing, you'll start using this book page too. Okay, so I think I'm like right here, which is good. It really doesn't take that long. So this though is like down here. So I think I'm gonna go into this next line here. I don't know what that's gonna make it look like on the back. Oh, it's still okay. So this, oh yeah, then maybe we want to go like right there. This was designed to use on scrapbooking pages, but so working with paper crafts, but I mean, you could use it for just about anything, I would think. And now we're gonna start that back stitching again. So I'm gonna skip one over here and then go down here. And then to this one. I don't know how many of you stitch on your pages. I'd love to find out. I know people use sewing machines, and I have a sewing machine, but we're not friends normally with good eyes, so I don't know how friendly we'll be with not so good eyes. I'm gonna have to find out. Maybe I could do like some just straight stitching. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite thing to stitch on your pages is, or if you stitch on book page. I think on this tag it's going to be just super cute, especially this way. I like it much better this way. The other way I just did this one, it was just up and down, up and down, up and down, in and out of the holes. And this way I think it's a lot better. So all we're doing is we're going to the next hole and then back to the hole we already were through. So down here. And so then I'm right here on the back, and we're gonna skip this one and come up this one. And it's making a more solid line. I'm sure there's some name for it. Maybe it's called a back stitch or a line stitch, or I don't know what. My mom used to make really pretty embroidered flowers, and she would sew embroidery on denim jackets and jeans and that kind of thing when it was really popular in the 80s. And she was really good at it. I tried a little bit, but mostly I just did some cross stitch. And then I decided sewing really wasn't for me. I always tried. I tried to quilt. My sewing machine and I just weren't the best of friends. Okay, so what happens here is it is just one step is just a little bit longer, so that's what it does. All right, look at that, we're almost done. Did not take very long at all. And we have this pretty little heart and this blue. I think I'm gonna go to this one here, which has already been done a couple of times, but we're just gonna connect it. Otherwise it's gonna be like an unfinished chain here. Okay, and then since my hole is over here, we could go back up through there. Oh, maybe we'll do, because I want this side to look kind of pretty too. Just go like this. And this one is up. What do I want to do? Maybe I'll slip through here. And then I can tie it here, or I could run a little piece of washi tape there, or I could leave it and put some little charms on there. let's see, maybe we'll just trim it like this. And I think I'm still gonna tie it just because I don't want it to come out, but I don't want to pull too tight either because I don't want it to rip the paper in between the stitches. So, and then once I tied it, I could just cut off these strands if I didn't want to deal with them. Or like I said, you can just leave it like this and have like little strands off the heart. All right, look how cute that is. I love it, absolutely love it. And then like I said, because we poked some extra ones here, I could stitch these ones and then just, I was thinking to just tear out around them and stick them on the pages somewhere, which I think would be really pretty. Also gonna use it here just to ink around the edges. Let's see, let's use some Stormy Sky Distress Oxide. I think that's what I used on the other one. And we'll just do this little, some little accents around the edges here. Get that string out of the way. Oh, and we need to check and see how it looks on the back side. See how we did. Oh yeah, see, it's still pretty cute. So even if you flip it over, this is a little weird, but so like if this is in a tuck spot, it's not going to matter too much if this is the back side because it's so cute. So we'll go ahead and ink that too. So on the other one that I already did, I put a piece of washi tape, I put a piece of music page, and I put a cute little brad on there. Actually, I think I have 2 brads. Yep, I'm a total metal girl. And I had a little piece of this glitter tool that I've been loving so much. I had a little remnant of it, so I just tied that in there. I think on this one, I want to put a little gold eyelet up here. So we'll use our handy dandy crocodile. That is going to make an edge on the back side that's not so appealing, but if we put some ribbon or whatever through there, then that will help hide that spot. Okay, so I'm just adjusting this crocodile to get ready to do a larger eyelet. The last ones I did were small. That is just barely a fit. It's kind of loose in there. Ooh, that one break. Ugh, it did. All right. Let's take that one out. Let's see. This on a different setting. Okay, let's try again. We'll do over. Even with the best of tools, sometimes you still have to do it over. Hopefully this one will work. Could be these eyelets are super old too, I don't know. Yeah, that's better. I think I just had it on the wrong setting. All right, so that worked out. The back side does look a little wonky, but not so bad. Okay, one other thing I found that was really fun, and I was kind of excited to use on this journal. As I've been working, I've been kind of snacking here and there, and I was having these little taffy candies, and I thought, what fun junk this would be. So I took my needle and just went like this with the thread, and then I kind of pulled it tight so I could get this little ruffled look. And I thought it would be a really fun, like little tab or a little cluster on the side of one of the pages. I don't know if I want it here on this tag, but maybe we can find a spot for it to go in here. That will be super cute. Let's see. I had thought about putting it here, but I think I don't want to cover up some of this other stuff, but you can kind of see how it would look. And you could turn it either way. Oh, that's kind of fun. Maybe I'm not quite ready to use this yet, but it definitely will show up in this journal somewhere, so watch for it. Just a cute little candy wrapper. So it's kind of like that wax paper kind of feel to it, and then I just stitched to make a little ruffle. So I think, and I put a little piece of Scotch tape on the back there just to hold my ends in place instead of having some big knot or something on the back. So there you go, you guys, some really fun little stitching. Like I said, you don't have to have these little templates. I just came across them and remembered that it would be kind of fun to stitch a little design. These ones you can see, they've got just different words, and they just literally put holes on the words. So you could easily print something off on your computer or use something that you already have. Print it out, maybe a color book or something with some simple designs. I think the key is to just keep it really simple so that your dots will show. And then depending on how you stitch it, I stitched in 2 different ways so you can see the difference. Both are hearts and both are cute. This one I think would have been cuter if I would have used a smaller needle. But this one I definitely like a little better, and you can see the shape better too. So, and this one's all embellished and ready to go. I might just leave this one like this because it's just kind of cute, just being simple. Could also put this little heart brad in there. So let me know in the comments down below if you make some. Tag me on Instagram if you make some. My links for that, all the social media, are in the picture at the beginning of the video or in the description box below. So definitely tag me. I'd love to see what you guys are working on and if you make any of these fun projects. So give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.